Motor Company, on behalf of your Ford and Mercury dealers from coast to coast. The Bank of Nova Scotia, with nearly 1,000 branches across Canada to serve you. Canadian General Electric, progress for people since 1882. And by Molson, Canada's name in beer since 1786. Brewers of Molson Export Ale. Live from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto, welcome to Hockey Night in Canada and tonight's game between the Los Angeles Kings and the Toronto Maple Leafs. An important contest as far as the playoff struggle is concerned. As we look at the first round of the playoffs, the Los Angeles Kings at the moment are only 2 points ahead of the Toronto Maple Leafs. At stake in this race might be home ice for the first playoff round. And the Kings and the Leafs could well be meeting in that first round as they did a year ago. If so, the result of this game could be vital in terms of home ice advantage. This season, the Leafs have handled Los Angeles as they did in last year's playoffs. They've won all 3 meetings. They've outscored the Kings by a 2-to-1 ratio. And 5 of those 12 Toronto goals have been scored by Walt McKechnie. We'll be watching tonight 2 players who may be the most valuable performers to their team in the entire league. Marcel Dionne of the Los Angeles Kings, and even 100 points, including 48 goals. And for the Leafs, goaltender Mike Palmateer, who's held the Leafs in games time and again this year. He has 3 shutouts, the third coming on Wednesday night. His goals against average, 2.94. Good evening, everyone. I'm Dave Hodge, and we'd like to introduce you to a forward line of announcers who'll be calling the action for you tonight. Bill Hewitt on play-by-play, and Bill is flanked by Brian McFarland, and Bob Golden will be acting as the third man in the booth tonight. In showdown in the first intermission, we have a matchup of right wingers. Lanny McDonald of the Toronto Maple Leafs hooks up with Terry O'Reilly of the Boston Bruins. And speaking of those Boston Bruins, they did both of these teams, LA and Toronto, a favor this afternoon when they defeated the Minnesota North Stars 4-3, easing the fear that Los Angeles and/or Toronto might not make the playoffs at all. Minnesota seems to be fading. The Kings and the Leafs wouldn't seem to have much to worry about now. And the Bruins winning it on a last-minute goal by Jean Rattel. In a moment, we'll look at the Kings and the Leafs as this important contest is almost set to go here at Maple Leaf Gardens. Hockey Night in Canada continues in just a moment.
Hey there with that booming shot.
Roll with us.
Hey there making that big stop. Grow with us.
Scotiabank Hockey College, where kids get playing tips and news from the experts and learn the good things about saving right now. No membership fee. Just open a high-interest Scotiabank Hockey College savings account. Hockey College, only at Scotiabank.
Come to Scotiabank and grow with us. Grow with us. Grow with us. Grow with us.
Come fly with me. Let's fly away. Come fly with me in one magnificent flying machine, the 79 Thunderbird. I love its luxurious cockpit. Fly with a V8 engine.
Power steering and power brakes, all standard. Glide in great style with wrap-over roof and opera windows at a down-to-earth price.
79 Thunderbird. What a way to fly at your Ford dealers.
Bob, it seems whenever the Kings come to town, the Leafs have a rather easy time of it. They beat them last time. In fact, the Kings have only won 1 game here at the Gardens in the past 3 seasons. So there's a chance for the Leafs to pick up a couple tonight, perhaps.
You know, I've often wondered that, Brian, because L.A. has some pretty good shooters. They have had for years, and they've always had great goaltending. But every year I keep waiting for them to do something super. And any games I've seen at the Gardens, they've always come out a little flat.
They have a young fellow, well, he's 25 now, from Terrace Bay, Ontario. Charlie Simmer. He's a big fella, 6'3", a lot of size, a lot of strength, but has trouble catching a regular job, and yet he looks to be in good position now with the Kings.
Well, he could be one of those fellows that, you know, a late bloomer. Maybe takes a little while for him to get to the feel of it. I know he played in California for a while and so forth, but he got a chance to play with a pretty good hockey player in Marcel Dionne on the side, on one side, and in the center, and Taylor on the other side. So, you know, it just might make him.
Well, here's a fellow that is averaging a point a game pretty much. I think it's 23 points in 24 games and 10 goals, so they could use him down the stretch. And, of course, one of my favorites on that L.A. team is Butch Goring, a great little fellow.
Well, I think you'd classify him as one of those 110 percenters because I have never, ever seen him put in a game that he hasn't given 110%. And he's the kind of guy that, you know, you got to have in your hockey club if you want to be successful. And I think every coach in the league would like to have a Butch Goring playing for him.
Remember last time he was here, Salming hauled him down from behind on a breakaway, and there was no penalty shot called. He might be worth watching tonight in that situation. Right now, the teams are ready to play, so we'll pause for the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
We're now going to have a look at the officials for tonight's game. The referee is Bruce Hood, and the two linesmen are Matt Pavlich and Wayne Forsey. Mario Lassard in the nets for the Los Angeles Kings with an average of 3.05. And down at the other end, Mike Palmateer, average of 2.94. Go to center ice. That's the referee, Bruce Hood. Darryl Sittler, number 27. Number 10 is Vic Panaski. On the right side is Mark Heaslip. Bert Wilson, number 8 on the left side. Back at the blue line, number 6, Rob Palmer. And number 5, Richard Mulhern. And away we go. And right from the face-off, Los Angeles here to the blue line. And it's called. And there's going to be a penalty right off the bat, interference. And it's going to Tiger Williams. That took 5 seconds.
Tiger looks a little dismayed by it all. Let's check it on the replay, Bob.
They put a hand on Heaslip on that side, and I guess maybe Bruce Hood intends to keep this game well under control. He's starting that way.
So that brings Marcel Dion, number 16, to center. Taylor is number 18, playing on the right side. The Leafs are going to send Jimmy Jones and Jerry Butler, along with Borje Salming and number 26, Dave Burrows. Number 19 is Butch Goring, who has the puck. Goring moves up over the red line, drives the puck into Leaf territory. It went by Palmateer. Salming went after it, gets it, lifts it to the blue line and out. And it's cleared back to Butch Goring again. L.A. Kings trying to move the puck around. That's Richard Mulhern, number 5. Goes over onto the wing to number 11. Charlie Simmer shot it in. Back of the net. Los Angeles in possession. Cleared by Taylor. Back to the blue line. He's got it again. Back to number 6 now. Rob Palmer. Right by the net. Dion shoots. He shot it wide. And the rebound taken by Jerry Butler and driven down the ice. Back for it is Palmer. Palmer back of the net. Mario Lassard in the net. L.A. and the Leafs in the first minute of play, with the Leafs having a penalty. And that's Butch Goring. Lost the puck, and Jerry Butler steers it down the ice. Going back there for it is Palmer. Palmer back to Lassard. He's got Goring on his right. He headmans the puck to him. Back to Palmer. Palmer at his own blue line, getting up to center ice. A pass over onto the left wing, cutting in his ass. App takes the shot. Whoa, let it pass the goal all through the legs of Mike Palmateer. Puck is still in Leaf territory. It goes into the corner, racing after it. Dave Taylor. Taylor is covered. Ellis makes sure there's no further play as He'd lost his stick. And we'll have a face-off and a change for the Maple Leafs. Harry Monahan comes out to kill off the penalty. That's Joel Kenville, number 3, coming up. And Bob Berry, coach of the Los Angeles Kings.
That was a fine play there, Bill, by Salming. Apps looked to be home free, and even as he was pulled down by Salming, he managed to get the puck through the goal crease. Tough play for Apps.
Facing off in the circle. Apps will face off against Monahan. 25 seconds left in Tiger Williams' penalty. Puck comes back to the blue line. Here comes the drive. And that was just off the arm of Mike Palmateer. Marcel Dionne letting it go. And we get another whistle against the boards. 16 seconds remaining in the penalty. 18-11 to go in this first period. No score. Apps gets the puck back to Dionne. Dionne closing in with a shot. Rolls. Apps takes the shot. Palmateer stopped out. Another shot. They score! Finally knocked in by number 9, Murray Wilson.
Well, he had to get it up high, and he did that as Turnbull tried to cover up behind Palmateer. So the Kings connect early in the hockey game, take a 1-0 lead. Bob?
I think you see Turnbull got a piece of this on his shoulder. It went up and just there, right there, just caught him there. Another half-inch lower, might have saved it.
Murray Wilson gets his 9th at 1:57 on the power play.
And number 16, Marcel Dionne. Time 1:57.
1:57, the time of the goal as the puck is carried down into LA territory. And Maloney steps into his man. McKechnie to Maloney, trying to get it out in front. Lasai grabs it and holds onto it.
Take another look at that goal by Murray Wilson. He hasn't really been too productive since joining the Kings. Only 9 goals, and Turnbull, who likes to play goaltender in practice, almost got this one, as you pointed out, Bob.
Well, he couldn't have put it in the goal any other way. He had to get it up real high. I don't think he had more than 2 inches to spare.
Butch Goring trying to set up his teammates now for the face-off. McKechnie to draw. Kenville gets missed. Well, a quick shot. Number 21. Glenn Goldup getting it out to center ice. Cleared by Kenville. Kenville's pass onto Mike Murphy's stick. Murphy tried to go over the line, and it's Dan Maloney passing to John Anderson. Anderson turns at the blue line. Up to center ice with McKechnie. Flips it through. It goes to the corner. Mike Murphy is knocked off the play. Anderson then checked by Goldup. McKechnie trying to center it, and it's grabbed again by Mario Lasari. From Maple Leaf Gardens for the face-off in LA territory. Sittler out there with Williams and Lanny McDonald. Goria, Salming, and Burroughs as the Kings clear the puck to the blue line. Heaslip couldn't get it out. Veered around back to the net to Mulhern. Mulhern waiting for Banaski, number 10. Goes the other route to Farmer. And up he comes to the blue line. Up at center ice to Heaslip. Heaslip over the blue line, and Williams is back to get it. Tiger Williams gets it back in the net into the corner. After that is Bert Wilson. Johnny Banaski's there. Trying to get it away. It goes in behind the goal. Burroughs. Then it's checked. There's going to be a penalty there. Play is called, a holding penalty to Los Angeles. And now the Leafs will have the odd man advantage. Bert Wilson, number 8.
Wilson tangling with Burroughs in behind Palmateer. Let's check it again. He gets that left hand free and puts the grab on Burroughs' shoulder.
That would come under the heading of a bad penalty, Brian, because there was nowhere that Burroughs was going to go. All he had to do was rub him on the board. Instead of that, he put the hand on the shoulder, and Bruce Hood standing right beside him.
Well, at least they're getting their power play organized. It's Ron Wilson with Boria Salming, Sittler, Lanny McDonald, who shot it in. Palmateer stops it, and Tiger Williams. Leafs deep in their own territory. Boria Salming being watched by Goring and Murphy right there. A quick pass for Williams. That goes off. Lazard has it. Gets it back. Shot around on the boards, and it comes all the way out on the right side. Mike Murphy coming down over the blue line. There's a shot. And Palmatier just got his glove on that. Ron Wilson to Borje Salming. Salming gets it up to Wilson. Wilson to Lanny McDonald to Sittler. Sittler gets it over the line, but offside was Lanny McDonald on the right wing.
You heard at the top of the show that Boston defeated Minnesota this afternoon. It was Middleton, we've learned, who scored the winning goal late in the hockey game to defeat Minnesota 4-3. Tonight it's Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, St. Louis and Washington. Originally, Rattel was given credit for that winning goal. Changed it to Rick Middleton.
Sittler back to Salming. Salming shoots the puck in. Wilson goes after it. It's back to the net for Mulhern. Mulhern got it along the boards, and the Kings just shoot it down the ice. Lanny McDonald back of the net. 1:03 remaining in the penalty. Drops it back. Salming gets it up to Wilson. Ron Wilson at center. Goes to the Los Angeles line. It's cleared. Hit him in the back. Williams hit him in the back with his pass. And it comes all the way back to Palmatier. Borje Salming with 44 seconds left in the penalty, and L.A. leading by a score of 1-0. Here comes Borje Salming. There's 4 of them coming up. A long shot into the corner. Ends up behind the King net. Sittler's got it in the corner again. Gets it back to the blue line. Wilson closing in. Back for Sittler. Sittler being watched by Mulhern. Ron Wilson gets the puck, though. Keeps it in. He goes back to Sittler with it. Sittler going into the corner, now coming out in front. Gives it back to Lanny McDonald. Lanny McDonald tried to hit Borje Salming, and it's shot down the ice. Goring getting a piece of it, and Murphy getting it the rest of the way down. Back on the ice is Bert Wilson of Los Angeles, as Williams shoots the puck in. Stopped by Lassard. Cleared into the corner, where it's picked up there by Dave Taylor. Taylor over onto the left side. Bert Wilson's pass for Dion was intercepted, and the Leafs recover, and it's Ian Turnbull unable to get anywhere. Now then Taylor will try it again, knocked down by Pat Boutet. Pat Boutet gets it over on the far wing for Hutchison. Hutchison's pass for Boutet goes down the ice, a race for it. Back to get it is Jimmy Jones. Jimmy Jones trying to put it in. Gets it to Turnbull. And the Kings break that up. And Dion, a long pass up at center ice for Charlie Simmer. And Hutchison having difficulty with Simmer. Dion tried to center it. Simmer does. There it scores! Number 18, Dave Taylor.
And that ties the club record for right wingers as Dave Taylor gets his 37th goal. And Bob, you pointed out that Simmer is going to be a handy guy in this line. He proved it on this replay. I think we'll see the work he does.
You've got to give him a lot of credit. Not so much the fact that he set up the play, but he rode the Leaf defense all the way around the corner and caused the loose puck. But he made a heck of a nice little dump pass out to Taylor right here.
Look at that Dave Taylor, 37 goals now, coming out of Clarkson College, a 210th draft choice in 1975, and has blossomed into a big star in the NHL.
6:13 was the time of that goal. A long pass to the Leaf blue line, and Borje Salming picks it up in his own territory. A long pass up to Dan Maloney. Maloney back to McKechnie. McKechnie shot it in. Anderson couldn't get to it, being too well covered by Jensen. Now it's back around on the boards to Dan Maloney. Maloney to McKechnie. McKechnie is being covered by App. Go to the board, and they hold it for a face-off. Tonight's game is coming to you from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto.
This is one of the 5 new Yamaha Specials. The most beautiful motorcycles we've ever built, with low-riding step seat and handlebars that reach for you instead of the other way around. But looks is only the beginning. Just feel that 4-stroke power. Now the decision. Do you buy a Yamaha Special for the beauty or the beast?
And there's Mario Lassard. As he prepares for this face-off, Walt McKechnie wins the draw. Back to Burroughs. Burroughs with a shot that was deflected by Murphy. Then the puck was over-skated. Leafs go in after it, and it ends up on Palmer's stick. Palmer gets it up to center right. Butch Goring. A pass over onto the wing to Goldup. Goldup's shot is high, and it goes over the glass into the crowd.
Well, the 6-4 loss at Buffalo Thursday night snapped a 5-game Los Angeles undefeated streak as we look at Butch Goring skating back. He was Mr. Everything with the Kings last year, and he also won the Lady Byng and the Masterton.
I believe they had a 3-0 lead, didn't they? And then blew it. Puck goes into the corner. Slides back to Borje Salming. Pass Murphy up to Maloney. Maloney just lets it go out to center ice. Goldup gets it back to Mulhern, over to Palmer. Palmer up on the right side, and it's cleared by Murphy. In behind the net for Borje Salming. Up on the wing to John Anderson. Anderson headmans the puck to Salming. Salming goes over the blue line with McKechnie. McKechnie takes his shot, and Lassard made the save on that. And he holds it, and there's going to be a penalty, I believe.
Well, Lassard gets a penalty for holding the puck. And, you know, you could almost see that one coming, Bob, because he held it a little earlier, too.
This is Hockey Night in Canada from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto.
Jennings, we're in the pink. Still Sappy. Good as new. Very good, sir. When I restored this house 20 years ago, I had bats of fiberglass pink insulation put in, and it's still effective. People thought me a little strange then. Today, they just admire my foresight. Take my advice. When you insulate your home, do it right with fiberglass pink insulation. It never wears out.
Mario Lassard got the penalty. Waiting for a player to come over to serve it. We have 12 minutes and 28 seconds remaining in the first period. 2-0 for the Los Angeles Kings. Sittler with McDonald, Williams, Wilson, and Salming. Wilson shot the puck. Down went Williams. The puck is knocked down the ice. And the Leafs will have to go back for it. Butch Goring out there with Mike Murphy to kill off the penalty. Palmatier into Lanny McDonald. Lanny McDonald back of the net, now out on the right side to Salming. Salming, Sittler, Lanny McDonald. Lanny McDonald over the line, gets by a check. Coming in, right in, and he went right behind the net. Back to Wilson. Wilson took a shot, and that was knocked out by Murphy as it hit him on the toe. Salming goes back again. Borje Salming coming out with 1:16 left in the penalty. To Darryl Sittler. Sittler, a pass for Salming. Salming's over the line. Right for Sittler. Oh, and the side made a beautiful save on that. Williams has it in the corner. Gets it to Darryl Sittler. Back to Williams. Williams trying to find a man in position. Back to Wilson. Wilson took a shot, and that was deflected wide again. Mulhern after it. Salming and Williams. Williams leaves it for Wilson. Wilson closing in with a shot.
So the Leafs connect in the power play as Ron Wilson puts it through Lassard's legs. Up until then, Lassard had really been sharp in there. He stopped Sittler on what looked like a sure goal. Here's the replay now as Wilson pops one through.
Using Mulhern as a screen, Brian, and actually Williams was the guy responsible because he blocked out Goring on the clearing attempt, but right through number 5's legs and through the goaltender's legs.
That's his fourth power play goal, his fifth goal of the season at 8:49. Salming and Williams get assists.
Ron Wilson from
8:49 is the time of the goal. Ron Wilson, Salming, and Williams. Kenvo made a stop. L.A. recover, though, at center ice. And it's Rick Hampton driving the puck into the corner. Beyond centered it out in front. Palmatier takes a whack at it and knocked it over the glass into the crowd.
Lassard is tied for second among goaltenders in the NHL with 4. He just lost his bid for one here tonight, and we asked him the key to his success this year as a great NHL rookie.
I think the key for me this year is to be a stand-up goalie and try to keep the rebound in the corner. And third thing, like play the end goal. You know, if you play like that, you have a good chance to make a lot of saves.
Mario Lassard.
Jimmy Jones to Pat Rousset, then saved by Turnbull down the ice. And that's going to the red line and over. Icing is the call.
Well, I think we have two fine rookie goalies this year. Lassard is one, and Glenn Hanlon, who's injured now for Vancouver, is another one, as we look at Sittler, who just missed a scoring chance moments ago.
You know, taking a look at Lassard over the year, and you kind of think, I wonder how much LA is missing Vachon after all, because you couldn't ask for anything more than this kid's given them.
Dion won the draw, still in the faceoff circle. Kings trying to get a hold of it. Dave Taylor, number 18, Simmers, number 11, and they get a whistle along the board.
Well, it's too bad Rogie Vachon's having such a tough time with Detroit, and this Lassard, as you say, has filled in. He says he patterned his style in goal after Rogie Vachon when he used to come to training camp with him.
Hampton and Holt are the two defensemen for the Los Angeles Kings. Jerry Butler shot the puck out, too far for Jimmy Jones. Jones then goes after Holt, who gave it right to Ian Turnbull. Turnbull was checked. Puck again to Turnbull. Gets it back to Joel Kenville. To Jerry Butler up to Jones. Jones at center. Shoots the puck in, and Simmer goes back for it. Simmer, number 11 of LA. Now back pass. Nobody expected it. Holt goes after it. Jones tries to keep it in. And Dion slipped it out to center ice. Kenville waits for his teammates to get onside. Shot it. Deflected off Hampton, and it goes right back into the King zone. Back of the net. Andy Holt. Holt, a long pass up at center, off Hampton's stick. And he was on the LA side of center ice, so it is icing. With the score, Los Angeles 2, Toronto 1. This is Hockey Night in Canada.
What's it take to brew a great light beer?
Have been busy again this week.
McKechnie, Ellis, and Maloney. Here's back to sounding shot. He fired it high over top of the net. Mulhern clears it around, intended for Mike Murphy. Murphy's covered along the board. Maloney and McKechnie get it out. Ellis shoots.
Oh, that was a quick play. Talk about quick release. Ronnie Ellis picked up his 13th goal in a 2-0 shutout the other night against Vancouver. Gets his 14th goal now. So he's broken out of a bit of a slump.
Some great work by McKechnie along the boards, and the strength of Ellis very apparent there, because that L.A. King had him well checked with his stick right over his arm, and he still managed to get his own stick down and just tip it.
Ron Ellis from Walt McKechnie. Time 10:45.
10:45 is the official time of the goal. Ellis from Maloney and McKechnie. We have 9 minutes remaining now and counting in this first period. Maloney from McKechnie. Ellis missed it. Foot scoring comes back. He's poke checked. The Leafs have it again. Here's Walt McKechnie coming over the line. Walt McKechnie stops. Passed it to the blue line. And Burroughs shot it in, but it was a close play offside at the LA blue line.
Paul Harrison looking on, Bill, recovering from that hamstring pull that he suffered in a great effort. Got a smile for the camera. And it's not known when Paul will be back in action.
That goal of Ellis, I believe that was his first shift this period, because I think they've been going with somebody else in his position on right wing in that line.
Dave Hutchison shoots the puck in for the Leafs. Back there for it is Hallward. Then Turnbull got his shot. Comes back to the blue line again. Hutchison kept it in, and it's knocked out. Apps goes after it with Darryl Sittler, who got it back to Ian Turnbull. Ian Turnbull up at center. Comes over the LA line with Sittler. Back for Turnbull. He missed it. Apps has got it. Apps up at center. Over onto the left side for Hampton, and the puck is shot high. Goes back to the net. Apps gets it out in front again. There's a shot, and it's fired wide by Murray Wilson. Back of the net. Turnbull into Hutchison. Hutchison for Lanny McDonald. And his play was broken up and shot right back in again. LA Kings out hustling the Leafs at this stage. Steve Jensen, and it's over onto the right side. And the Kings break it up again. A lead pass is broken up. Now it's taking a long shot, and they call it offside. This game is coming to you from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto.
Mercury Marquis, scientifically designed, totally new in the tailored dimensions of today. Yet in its new size, Marquis has more hip room for even greater 6-passenger comfort, offers more trunk space than last year, and has improved fuel economy and handling characteristics. Mercury Marquis, ride and spacious elegance. You like its new dimension at the sign of a cat.
Here we are live from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto, and the face-off outside the Leaf blue line. We have 7:36 remaining in the first period. 2-2 tie. Back of the net, Burrows, number 26. Burrows to Borja Salming. Salming picks his way to center ice, goes over to the right side, then shoots the puck in. Lanny McDonald is up there with John Anderson now, and Darryl Sittler. Trying to get the puck loose to Sittler, and it's broken up by number 8, Bert Wilson. Wilson with Mulhern and Palmer, also Vic Bonasky, number 10. Goes out, Heaslip is over here on the right side. Over the line for Bonasky, tried to go through the defense. Borja Salming then to Darryl Sittler. Sittler then for Salming, picked up by John Anderson. Anderson tries to break through the defense, and he couldn't get a shot. It comes back to Burrows, a shot to hit Sittler on the skate. It comes in front again. Lanny McDonald whacked it into the corner off. And Mulhern goes to the boards. Anderson tried to get to it, but there'll be a face-off in the LA zone to the left.
We've got Wayne Forsey, a rookie linesman, working the game tonight. We asked him about the first things he noticed about the NHL.
First thing that I found is the speed of the game as compared to the juniors, and the size of the players, and just the quickness that everything happens. They're much better skilled than the juniors are, and the puck does more of the work.
Wayne Forsey's been working in the Western Junior Hockey League, his 5th NHL start.
Jones out there with Butler and Boutet as the puck goes into the corner. Dion at center with Simmer on one wing. Dave Taylor on the other as the puck is down in Leaf territory, and Joel Kenbo goes back for it. Kenbo, a pass up on the right side, and Jerry Butler just shot it out to center ice without looking. It's cleared in again by Rick Hampton. Palmatier to Turnbull. Around on the board. It comes for Pat Boutet, who was... There's going to be a penalty here. Play is called. It was a hook on Boutet by Dave Taylor, I believe. No, it's live from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. Hockey Night in Canada.
What's it take to brew a great light beer? One yet?
We've had 4 penalties in this game already and 4 goals, 2 of them power play scores. Now once again with Taylor in the box for hooking, the Leafs have the advantage.
Ian Turnbull to Ron Wilson. Over to Ron Ellis. Ellis goes down to get the puck over the line into the corner. Mulhern drives it around on the board. It's stopped there by McKechnie. McKechnie then to Turnbull. Turnbull gets his shot right on. A nice save by Mario Lessard.
While we have a moment, let's check on the action then at the Montreal Forum and see what's happening there. We have a goal scored, so let's see who did the damage.
Rangers keeping it in. McEwen, a soft shot. Stopped by Gainey. Out in front of Kachuk.
Walt Kachuk scores for the Rangers, puts them in head 1-0.
Leach coming over the line, a pass to Ron Ellis, right in front of McKechnie. Then Wilson a drive, and he missed the net. Maloney from behind the goal. Maloney. A pass to Wilson, again a shot. He drove it wide. Turnbull clears it in for Maloney. And Maloney is bumped into the boards. It's clear, but not out. Here's Ron Wilson. A pass to McKechnie right in front of the net. And Lassard grabs a hold of it as McKechnie tried to set up Dan Maloney.
Well, McKechnie tried to feed Maloney across the goal crease, and it stopped before it got to Maloney. What a frustrating moment for Dan Maloney.
Great play by young Wilson as he took this pass and fed it over here. And this is the pass we're talking about. It just hit the stick handle of Lassard and off Maloney's skate and back under the goaltender.
So Lassard gets a lucky break there as the puck bounced off the shaft, the handle of his stick, I get it right, and stayed out. Wilson, as you say, made a good play.
57 seconds remaining in the penalty to Dave Taylor of Los Angeles. 2-2 tie, 5 minutes exactly remaining in the first period. Marcel Dionne trying to kill this penalty. Williams lost his stick, and the Kings shoot it down the ice. Going after it, Mark Heaslip. Horia Salming then feeds Ron Wilson. Back to Salming. Over onto the right wing to Darryl Sittler. And Darryl Sittler moves up to center ice. Up over the line. He stops. Passing it to Ron Wilson again. Right in front of Williams. And Williams fights for it, gets it again. Sittler a shot. That's out in front of the net. And it's knocked down the ice. 20 seconds left in the penalty. Back for Horia Salming. Salming. Headman still Lanny McDonald. Up the center, up over the line. Lanny McDonald into the corner, back of the net. Trying to center it. Goes back to the blue line to Wilson. Ron Wilson. Over to Lanny McDonald. To Sittler. That shot is stopped. It's right in front of the net. And bang out. And it's knocked wide. Ends up behind the net. Banaski trying to control it. Sittler's got it back to Wilson. Wilson took a shot, and it was covered up by Mario Lassard.
Williams right there. We've had another goal scored at the Montreal Forum in the game between the New York Rangers and the Montreal Canadiens, so let's check on the action.
Now here's Talavas at the line. He couldn't get through. Over the line comes Hickey. Hickey winds up. Scores!
Pat Hickey makes it 2-0 Rangers as he drives one past Ken Dryden in the Montreal goal. It's 2-0 New York at Montreal.
2-2 tie with 3:48 remaining in the first period. The puck out at center ice. Murray Wilson couldn't get anywhere as Walt McKechnie came back, shot it, didn't get it out. Ian Turnbull over for Dave Hutchison. Hutchison with Maloney. Shoots the puck in. Maloney goes after it. Tried to center it. Cleared by Holt. Comes back to Turnbull. Play is called. An elbow was thrown by Dan Maloney. And he says, what, me? That's a penalty to the Leafs.
.16:35, the time of Maloney's elbowing penalty. 130 penalty minutes this year. 3:25 to play in this game, tied at 2.
35. Dan Maloney for elbowing, time 16:35.
Just before the face-off, maybe we can catch it here on the replay. Watch the elbow. There.
Maloney wasn't too sure he got a penalty there. On the way to the penalty box, he kept pointing to himself, you know, as much say, you mean me? I guess he did because he's sitting there.
Marcel Dionne, Dave Taylor, Charlie Simmer. Butch Goring has it's Marcel Dionne closing in with a shot. Palmateer came way out of the net to block the shot. It comes back to Butch Goring. Into Dave Taylor, got away from him. Burroughs goes to the board, tries to hold it. Zimmer got it loose. Now the Leafs pick it up again. Salming driving it off the boards and down the ice. Back to the net. Sard leaving it there. Los Angeles Kings in their own territory and deep. That's Palmer, number 6. He's being watched by Jerry Butler. Comes up to Butch Goring, ahead to Taylor. Taylor to Dion. Dion with Simmer. Pass too far for Simmer. Simmer just knocked it back of the net into the corner. Taylor gets it back to Butch Goring, back to Dave Taylor. Off to the side of the net. Palmatier took a swipe at that. Another shot. And it's back of the goal. Simmer trying to get out in front. Now it's Marcel Dion. Shooting it back to the blue line. Palmer kept it into Dion. Dion took a shot. He fired it wide. Over here for Butch Goring. In for Simmer. He lets it go. Selman gets a high backhand down the ice. 49 seconds left in the penalty. 2:11 remaining in the first period. A 2-2 tie. Puck up to center ice to Dave Taylor. Taylor over the Leaf line. Over for Simmer. Simmer dropped it back to Palmer. Palmer getting set to let one go. There it is, and it's deflected off a skate wide. Now then Dion a shot, and he fired it wide. Comes back to Goring. Goring left it there for Taylor. Back to Goring. Back to Taylor. Taylor coming from the side. Gets it off to the side of the net. Right in front. Palmatier's down. And play is called.
Pretty smart work there by Taylor and Simmer. Let's go downstairs now to Dave Hodge.
In the first intermission, we have Showdown for you, featuring Lanny McDonald of the Maple Leafs, Terry O'Reilly of the Boston Bruins, and supplying the goaltending will be Chico Resch of the New York Islanders. Showdown in the first intermission.
And we're 1:39 from the end of this period. Score tied at 2, and the Kings putting a lot of pressure on the Leafs' Palmatier in the last few moments.
Apps at center ice. Murray Wilson, number 9, playing on the right side, and Steve Jensen, the left wing. Hampton and Dion still using 4 forwards. The puck against the boards, and Turnbull couldn't hold it. And the Kings with 5 seconds left in the penalty. Wilson, number 9, takes his shot, and that's way up into the seats as Dan Maloney has returned to the ice.
Oh, they're firing goals at the Forum tonight. Let's check on the action there again as we see this action between Montreal and the Rangers.
Let's see who gets it. Rangers get it now. Shutt, got to give ready. Oh! Shutt, got in there.
Steve Shutt scores his 30th goal to get Montreal back into it. They trail now by 1. The score, New York 2, Montreal 1. Shutt gets his 30th.
Leafs win the face-off, and it's Ian Turnbull back of the net. Turnbull over on the right side to Kenbull. Kenbull, long backhand. Sittler goes after it. Sittler gets his shot. And Lazard, who is well out of his net, able to get his pad on it. Leafs keep it in. Kenbull nearly lost it. Otherwise, the Kings would have had a 2-on-1 offside at the LA blue line.
One minute exactly left in this first period. Now the Kings making a late line change. This afternoon, Boston scored late in the game to edge Minnesota. Pittsburgh leads Philadelphia 2-0. Mahovlich and Talon. It's in the second. Washington leading St. Louis 3-0 in the second.
Palmer knocked the puck down, gets ahead to Banaski. Banaski over the blue line. Fakes the shot, lets it go, and it's weak and wide. Comes back to the blue line. Palmer a shot wide of Palmatier. Mulhern's drive. And it comes over to Williams. Williams for Lanny McDonald, broken up. Kings keep it in. Banaski tried to center it. Palmatier took a swipe at it, and he got a hold of it. And it goes into the crowd.
Atlanta leading Buffalo. Big game for the Sabres tonight. Chouinard scored there as 38. And the Islanders holding a 1-0 lead over Chicago. Wayne Merrick has scored for the Islanders. Both games in the first period.
There you see the time, 33 seconds remaining to play as we get set for the face-off. 2-2 tie, 33 seconds remaining in the first period. Marcel Dion, Dave Taylor, Charlie Simmer. And the Leafs win the draw, and it's Borje Salming getting it out to center ice to Jimmy Jones. Over the line. Dropped it back to Boutet to Jones. Jones to Burroughs right in front of the net. And that's players bump together. Here's Boreas Salming a shot, and that goes into the corner. Gutet went after it and lost it. Right up by Palmer. Palmer over the leaf line. 4 seconds left. Salming goes back to get it. Salming starts out as the bell goes to end the first period. And so the score at the end of the first period is Los Angeles 2, Toronto 2.
In came the stranger, dusty and mean, dirty old shirt, ragged old jeans. Said he needed some duds, pulled out a list full. Well, they brought him new shirts, blue jeans and vests, till the stranger was looking his best, and he smiled. Said he'd give up even his pistol for a fistful of thrifties.
Don't go too fast. Okay. Okay, remember to use your brakes when you reach the
Like
corner.
all parents, we have the protective instinct, too, about life and security and the future. And that's what life insurance is all about.
And be careful!
Talk it over with Mutual Life of Canada. We've got children, too.
Cruise into Bike Fever this spring on a Yamaha and earn a cash rebate from your dealer. Cruise, tour, and play on your choice of street and dirt bikes now. During Bike Fever time, March and April, choose from 23 brand new 1979 Yamaha models. Get the best deal you can at your dealers now, and he'll give you a Yamaha cash rebate, too. It's a great way to take off into summer. So drop into your Yamaha dealers now and buy your favorite from among the 23 top models. You'll get a great cash rebate and enjoy your summer. And next summer,
Higher scoring than usual for these teams. The clubs have been averaging a total of 6 goals per game, 4 already in the first period. We're watching 3 Wilsons on the ice tonight, and 2 of them scored in that period. Murray Wilson for the Kings and Ron Wilson for the Leafs, both on power plays. The other Los Angeles goal, the 37th of the season for Dave Taylor. And Ron Ellis tied it at 2, an assist from Walt McKechnie. Leafs and Kings tied up at the end of one period. Now it's McDonald, O'Reilly, and Resch in showdown, 79.
Hi, I'm Lanny McDonald.
And I'm Terry O'Reilly.
And we've got a heck of a show going here, folks. Terry and I are in the quarterfinals against each other. What do you think's going to happen, Terry?
I don't know, Lanny. It's going to be tough. I'm glad to be in the competition up to this point, but coming up against you, I think that's all over for me now.
Well, I wouldn't say that. The way you're shooting the puck lately, I think maybe I'm in a little bit of trouble.
Well, we'll see. You know, best of luck to both of us. And...
Okay, sounds great.
Okay.
Good luck, Terry.
Thanks, man.
So we're into the semifinals among our forwards on Showdown 79. In an earlier matchup, Lanny McDonald on that shot defeated Bobby Clark 20-5. And in overtime, a bit of an underdog here, Terry O'Reilly eliminated Steve Shutt. Now O'Reilly has picked the course event to lead off here, and good reason for it, Howie Meeker. He had a very good time in an earlier matchup, about a full second faster than Lanny McDonald's time.
Well, you really wouldn't believe it. Lanny McDonald, a great skater and just a better shooter. Terry O'Reilly, a hard worker, plodder, plugger, but getting better at his game. Let's see how he does here. Right on. Oh, missed the backhand.
An inch or two. That'll cost him half a second.
Hurry up.
And Resch makes the save. So there's his time, 12.75, but add a half second to that, the penalty for missing the target.
That's not too good a time, Brian.
Yeah, turtle hair. I stood there watching it. You know how you watch bowling pins?
That's the worst part. And you just about forget to pick up that pass.
Yeah. Good luck.
So Lanny McDonald has a time of 13.25 to beat.
I would think he should be able to do that, Brian. Good pass. Oh, he missed too. Half-second penalty.
He could pick up a full second if he can score on Resch. No luck there, but he still wins the event.
How works, Chico?
That's going to be a close one.
So even with the half-second penalty, Howie, he's still going to win this event.
Gets out of the gate in an awful hurry, and watch him. He just picks up the puck and lets the backhand pass go and starts skating, and that's what gave him that valuable lead.
Thanks, Terry. What exactly was the difference in seconds?
So we got a bet going here.
I can't see the sheet from the glare off your forehead there.
I beg your pardon. I'll cover it up. The difference is 0.35, 35 100ths of a second. 35 100.
Okay, I said you would win by 0.24.
And I said you'd win by 0.17.
Yeah, so I win the bet.
But you don't get the 5 points.
Well, that's what we bet.
Oh, I'm going back on my word.
It was 5 points, Lanny, 0, Terry.
Okay.
McDonald and O'Reilly continue. Showdown 79 has more to come as Hockey Night in Canada returns in a moment.
Come on, Eddie, we don't have much time. I'm coming. I'm working on my shot. That Eddie, still not back checking. He never did back check. Last on the ice, last off the ice. We're running out of time. We won't get a beer. No, we won't. I'm getting tired of waiting.
For years, Eddie and the guys have been getting in some pickup hockey and putting away a little Molson Export Ale.
I told you guys. That's it. Last round.
Molson Export Ale keeps on tasting great.
Lanny McDonald and Terry O'Reilly are players of different talents. Let's find out just how they measure up in the showdown skills. Coming up, McDonald and O'Reilly with Chico Resch in goal.
Well, Howie, now we go to the shooting drill, shooting at the 4 targets in the corners of the nets, and the way these fellows have performed in previous matchups, there'll be bits of targets flying all over the rink.
I'll tell you, they're going to break an awful lot of them.
McDonald leading 5-0. He's up first.
Just over top. Underneath. That's better. Right on. Oh, get it up.
Must make sure that one's broken.
He's shooting off the heel of the stick. That's it, off the toe. Got it.
One more.
Oh, hit the post.
Almost, but not quite. 3 out of 4 for Lanny.
Bad lie. Couldn't get him up.
Well, he said what you said, Howie. Couldn't get him up.
Yeah, if you watch here, if you can see it, he's receiving the pass on the heel of the stick and trying to shoot the puck from the same position. You just can't get it upstairs that way. That's better off the toe.
Now we come to Terry O'Reilly, Lanny. I don't know why everybody underrates this fellow. All he's done is proven he's a winner. Remember the earlier matchup with Shutt? He got 4 targets.
He can do it here as well. Oh, look at that. Got that one upstairs, didn't he?
2 quick ones.
There's 3. Come on. Get it.
2 shots left.
That's
One
up.
more.
Get it.
Oh, it's a tie in this event. They each get 3. Both players pick up 5 points. McDonald still leading the match, 10-5.
So it doesn't change the thing.
No.
Here's Terry O'Reilly with 4 shots to break that target. That one off the post, 2 in a row underneath. That one up but wide. Gosh, had a wonderful chance to take a lead.
What a goaltending matchup we've had, too. Esposito and Resch. Esposito giving up just 1 goal. Resch just 2, and we come to the breakaway event. This should decide it. 5 pucks in that blue line with Resch in goal. McDonald comes first.
Good shot. Oh, gee whiz. He blasted that one.
Always nice to get that first one in.
I'll tell you, if McDonald's going to get another goal, he's got to be the greatest shooter in hockey. Look where Resch is playing. He's got to ding it in off the post. Chico isn't giving him an inch. Look at him. Oh, he tried it. Oh, forehand to backhand, and the puck went under the middle of the blade of his stick. Had him beat.
1 shot left. And he gets just 1 goal and 5 attempts on Chico Resch.
That was cheap, but that'll work. Way to go, buddy.
Here's a replay.
This is just a great shot. Look at him look, pick the spot, and put it in.
But he could only do it once. And now Terry O'Reilly has a chance to win it here if he can score a couple of goals.
McDonald really needed that deke, didn't he? I got a feeling this guy's going to get a couple. Oh, look at Chico.
Oh, got the first one.
Right over the glove. Chico never moved. Big spot, but higher.
And he's the winner. O'Reilly defeats McDonald.
And a beat again and put it over the net. Should be 3 for 3.
Resch can't afford to give up these goals.
Oh, another great shot up over the glove of the short side. Can he get 4? Oh, Chico beat him on the deep.
Resch in trouble with Tony Esposito now.
One. Clean house. Corner, big guy. Just super.
There's the winner, Terry O'Reilly, 15-10 over Lanny McDonald.
Oh, here's a sample of some just unbelievably good shooting. Just look at this. Snapshot high into the corner.
Here's the big surprise on Showdown so far. You eliminated Steve Schott. Now Lanny McDonald goes down, and you even put Bernie Parent out along the way, the goaltender.
I believe there's a bit of a story there. In the last 2 outings, you've been 6 goals for 8 tries. How come?
Well, in the first set, Bernie blanked me 5 shots out of 5. And I was upstairs taking a rest after, and he was walking through the room. And he says, "I'll give you a little advice." He said, "Shoot from farther out." So you're coming in too close, and you know, we're poking it away and stopping you. So I started shooting out further, and they've been going in.
That's great. Think you can take it all now, Terry?
Oh,
Why
I
not?
don't know.
Come on, why not?
That'd be nice.
So O'Reilly goes to the finals, and next week Howie can go to the finals if he eliminates Norm Allman. O'Reilly doesn't normally score more goals than Lanny McDonald, nor more than Steve Schutt, for that matter, but in Showdown, he did. You saw it. And next, you'll see Bob Goldham, Brian McFarland with highlights of the first period, as we'll return with Hockey Night in Canada in just a moment.
Welcome to our people-pleasing places.
You're confirmed in Montreal and Vancouver, and you're going to love the ending.
Meet our people-pleasing places.
Holiday Inn hotels are #1 in the world, with the best locations near where you want to be.
I can walk.
The most popular choice of locations. We want to make you comfortable.
Holiday Inn is #1 people-pleaser.
Since 1903, there have been more than 2,500 new cars introduced in North America. Of all those cars, the best-selling new car ever introduced was this one, Ford Fairmont. Presenting Fairmont 79. Again with more room where you need it. Again offering fuel economy you like. Again at an attractive price. From sedan to wagon to exciting Futura, the best-selling new car ever introduced. Ford Fairmont. Test drive one at your local Ford dealer.
Well, Bob Goldham, both these clubs tonight could tighten up defensively, I think, from the way they played in that first period. If they don't, it could be one of those 8-7 hockey games.
Well, I hope so, because I got 1 in the hockey pool, you know, if they got to get over 10. But the way they're going tonight, they could easily score 10 goals between them.
What about a highlight from that first period of play?
Well, I wanted to look at Ronnie Wilson's goal because, you know, the guy's such a clever hockey player. Great with the puck, but on his goal in that first period, he used Mulhern as a screen and just used him all the way and threw it through Mulhern's leg, and he beat Lassard the same way, right through Lassard's leg. This goal happens to be the one that Dave Taylor scored, and I think we talked about the fact that the key on that goal was the great work of Charlie Simmer. See Simmer run all the way down that side of the boards and managed to get the puck. He got a little help there, too, because it bounced off Turnbull's foot to Taylor, but, you know, Taylor didn't score all his goals just by being lucky. He happens to be in the right place at the right time, and there's a good indication of it.
You know, I was impressed with Simmer because he pulled 2 or 3 similar plays like that throughout that period where he gave the Palmateer a lot of trouble from off to the side of the net.
Well, he's a big, strong guy, Brian, and I think, like I said off the top of the show, he may be one of those fellows that arrives late. He's been kicking around as a pro for about 5 years, but he certainly doesn't look out of place the first 20 minutes of tonight's game.
Let's go to Ron Wilson's goal now.
Okay, and watch this because he comes all the way out, and as he backs in right here, he used him for a screen and went right through his legs, and I'm sure Lassard never saw it at all because it went through his legs also, but you can't say enough about how clever this kid is. We're going to get a better look at it here, I think, because Here we are with the defenseman going down right here and right through his legs. And as I say, you can't talk about this kid, his cleverness enough. He just handles that puck beautifully.
I'd like to see him more often used on a regular line. I'm sure he'd do very well. Thank you, Bob. We'll be back in just a moment. Live from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto, Hockey Night in Canada.
The world of Amway come to serve you.
How do you make your laundry sparkle?
With Amway SAH detergent.
How do you protect your family's nutrition?
With Nutrilite food supplements.
How do you protect your family's safety?
With an Amway smoke detector.
How come you always look so great?
I use Artistry Cosmetics by Amway.
When someone wants to tell you about Amway, listen and get the whole story.
Shop the world of Amway, so easy to do.
Maybe I should have got another sports car, huh?
No. Sports car? Brendan, imagine the size of that thing after a sports car. The seats in the dash. You know, for your next car, you should get 4 doors. Dark, get a pinstripe car. You made the right choice. You made an executive decision, fella.
For years, Brendan and the boys have been talking cars over a little Molson Export Ale.
He's not getting old. Miles, is he getting old? Bernie, he is not getting old. He's getting, what would you call him? He's getting, mature. He's getting mature.
It keeps on tasting great.
There you see the score, Los Angeles 2, the Toronto Maple Leafs 2, live from Toronto. And here's the first period summary. Murray Wilson scoring at 1:57. Taylor at 6:13. Ron Wilson with the Leafs at 8:49. Ronnie Ellis at 10:45. And look at the shots on goal. By Los Angeles 15, Toronto 14.
Next Saturday, the Minnesota North Stars, losers this afternoon to Boston, come to visit the Toronto Maple Leafs. Watch for that one on Hockey Night in Canada. Boston over Minnesota today, 4-3. Pittsburgh leading Philadelphia 2-0 in the second. Washington now leading St. Louis 4-0 also in the second. Atlanta over Buffalo 1-0, a first period score, and the Islanders now lead Chicago 2-0 in the second. In that Washington game, Rowe had 3 goals, a hat trick for Rowe of Washington. No, Dave Hodge mentioned there are 3 Wilsons on the ice tonight, and if Tommy Williams was not injured, there'd be 2 Williams out there. Now we've got a Rob Palmer and a Palmatier, so good luck, Bill.
Thanks, Brian. All set to go now with Sittler at center ice with Tiger Williams on the left wing, Lanny McDonald on the right side. Dick Manaski at center ice. On the left wing is Bert Wilson, and we're all set to go. Puck is dropped, and the Leafs have it. Boreas Salming over to Dave Burrows. Burrows shoots the puck in, going back to get it. Is Bert Wilson, number 8. Wilson is partially checked, gets it over out of the right side. Heathcliff couldn't get it out. Lanny McDonald had it knocked off his stick back to center ice. Over to Boreas Salming. Salming at the blue line. A long pass up for Williams to Lanny McDonald. Lanny McDonald took a hard shot, and that's off the glass into the crowd.
Lanny McDonald, 192 career goals, 14 power play scores. And there's the farmer from Orangeville, Ontario, Bert Wilson. A couple of game winners. They don't count on him for scoring so much, Bob, as checking.
He does a pretty good job up and down that left wing for them, and he's got himself a real job tonight to keep McDonald off the score sheet.
Boreas Salming, a pass over to Dave Burrows. Over the line, he could get a piece of him. Palmer's after it for L.A. Covered by Burrows, who's playing well up. Goes loose. Curing pass out for Bert Wilson, and it's broken up. The Leafs have it again. Burrows is checked. Palmer has it for L.A. Gets it over on the wing, and they're going to change on the go. Lasky's leaving the ice. So is Heathcliff. That's Mulhern, number 5 out there. The pass up at center ice. Cleared back to the Leaf blue line. Now then, Palmer will try it again to Marcel Dion. Dion just shoots it into the corner. Ends up behind the net. Burrows takes his man out of the play. Lanny McDonald. Headman the puck, intercepted by Salming. Salming goes up to center ice. Over the line. 3 of them. Sittler back to Salming. Right in on goal. And the rebound came out in front, and it was picked off by Simmer. Simmer's pass for Dion, just too far. Burroughs back to get it. To Boria Selman. Up for Lanny McDonald. To Jimmy Jones. Jones over the line for Lanny McDonald. McDonald trying to get around Hampton. Has it behind the net. Flies away from him. Poutet is taken to the board, and they get a whistle. From Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto, this is Hockey Night in Canada.
Hey there with that car to buy. Grow with us.
Hey there with that knot to tie.
Grow with us. Adding on that extra room. Going off to college soon. Come on, everybody, grow with us.
Scotia Plan Loans, a low-cost, convenient way to get yourself growing in dozens of ways right now.
Come to Scotia Bank and grow with us. Grow with us. Grow with us. Grow with us.
And we're preparing for the face-off now. As Dion remains out there with Dave Taylor, Charlie Simmer. On the defense, though, is Doug Hallward and number 27, Rick Hampton. Ian Turnbull couldn't keep the puck in. It goes out the center. Jimmy Jones back to his own blue line to Dave Hutchison. Over for Jerry Butler. Butler couldn't make a play. Dion shot it. Dave Taylor knocked it into the corner. Taylor is taken out of the play, and it's Ian Turnbull shooting it down to center ice. Hampton has it there. His pass goes over the line. It's a late whistle offside, and it'll be brought out to center ice.
Dave Hutchison, a former Kings player, and we want to send best wishes along to all those flooded areas in southern Ontario tonight, particularly the Chatham area, and hope the fans down there are taking heart, surviving the floods and all the damage they created.
Puck goes back inside the blue line. It's out to center ice. John Anderson was checked by Mulhern, and the puck is shot back in, back of the Leafs net. Turnbull round on the boards for Dan Maloney. Maloney up to McKechnie. McKechnie shot it over for Hutchison. Hutchison moves up to center ice, stopped by Mulhern. Richard Mulhern over to Rob Palmer. Palmer's over the line, cutting around Maloney. Gets it right in front of the net. And the puck bounces loose. And it's up to McKechnie. McKechnie and Palmer get back very quickly to cover that. John Anderson now with it. A pass over to Turnbull. Turnbull for Maloney. Maloney shot it around behind the net. And it's cleared by Los Angeles out and down the ice. Hutchison goes back. A 2-2 tie. 16 minutes, 47 seconds remaining to play in the second period. As here came out and just robbed number 21, Glenn Goldup, who probably was surprised as Palmateer.
Indeed, he must have been. Goldup 21 in all alone on Palmateer. Not much chance to decide what to do on that.
He was in pretty tight when he got this, and I think Bill described it right. He was very surprised to get that by the time it got to his stick, and Palmateer, very alert, came well out the top of the corner of his crease, but I don't think Glenn Goldup really expected that at all.
Apps, Jensen, and Murray Wilson out there now for Los Angeles. Jensen passed it back, kept in by number 27, Hampton. His shot, Palmateer. Cleared it, but not out. Puck kept in by Los Angeles. Sittler couldn't get to it. Hampton's got it again. Shoots it off the board. And it's Burroughs in the corner. Burroughs. A pass for Williams. Went out over the line. Stopped there by Randy Holt. Holt's pass knocked back by Lanny McDonald to Dave Burroughs. The Leafs go back into their deep in their own territory. Now then, Boria Selman. A pass over for Burroughs. Burroughs comes through center. Couldn't get past the Los Angeles blue line, and the Kings now with a pass at center. Lanny McDonald had a piece of it. Hampton tries it again. Burroughs gets it out to Sittler. Sittler up over the line. A pass to Lanny McDonald. Took his shot. It was missed. And the Leafs changing on the go. Had the puck hit Kendall as he came out of off the bench. Selming, a long pass for Lanny McDonald. That's too far. And we're going to have an icing call as soon as Holt touches it, and he does. Tonight's game is coming to you from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto.
In 1929, This Niagara generating station was the largest in the world. Generators built in Peterborough by Canadian General Electric and turbines built in Montreal by Dominion Engineering, a CGE company, were part of it. Today's Grand Coulee project in Washington State uses turbines engineered by Dominion and the world's most powerful hydro generators built in Canada by CGE. Progress for people from Canadian General Electric.
Live from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. Dick Vanaski out there at center. And the Leafs win the draw. Sittler giving it to Ian Turnbull. Turnbull trying to bring it out. He's checked from behind. Here's Wilson getting a chance, and he shot it wide. That was Bert Wilson. Puck is cleared out over the blue line. Still in control for Los Angeles. Shot to an open wing. Vanaski getting it over onto the right side. Palmer getting it up for Mulhern, and he shoots the puck in. Vanaski after it. Vanaski centered right in front. And it winds up off to the side. Now it's cleared up. Lenny McDonald for Sittler. Sittler going after it, and Mulhern beat him to it. Turnbull kept it in, so does John Anderson. Over to Turnbull. Turnbull shot it around behind the net into the corner. Turnbull moves up. John Anderson stands on it. Gets possession again, though, to Turnbull. Back to Anderson. Anderson taking a look. Trying to get it out. Sittler ran into Kendall and went down, and Turnbull off the board. Unable to get it out. Palmer. Play is called. I believe there's going to be too many men on the ice. Play is called.
Kings might have had a little trouble changing lines there. The Leafs certainly having trouble with their big line.
This is Hockey Night in Canada from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto.
Down by the old mill stream, where I first met you, 16.
If you have to have a meeting and can't go, a conference call gets different people in different cities together to work out whatever they're working on. Just dial 0. Ask for the conference operator. She sets it all up.
So Roger Nielsen's club, as he takes notes back at the bench, has the man advantage now with a bench penalty going to the Kings. Too many men on the ice, and they've added an assist to Maloney on Ronnie Ellis's 14th goal, which came late or midway through the first period of play.
The Los Angeles penalty will be served by number 11, Charlie Simmer.
Simmer serving the penalty at 5:40. And it's Leafs for the odd man advantage. 6 men to 5. Up comes Ron Wilson with his own blue line. Pass ahead to McKechnie. McKechnie's over the line. McKechnie to Dan Maloney. And it was poke check by Randy Holt. Holt with Murphy and Goring going down the ice. And Murphy partially checked by Salming. Salming finally took it away from him. Salming has the puck back to the net to Walt McKechnie. McKechnie starts out to his own blue line. Up at center. Shoots it over the line. Ellis nearly broke into the clear. McKechnie has the puck. Back it comes to Salming. Back to McKechnie. Walt McKechnie. Back to Borja Salming. Salming to Wilson. Wilson to Salming. Salming over to Ellis. Ellis tried to get it to McKechnie. One pass too many, and Murphy brings it back up for Los Angeles. A pass over the line to Hampton, then Goring. Goring is checked by Ron Wilson. Ron Wilson, who scored tonight for the Leafs, shoots the puck in. Ends up behind the net. Danny Maloney went after it. McKechnie comes up with it. Walt McKechnie trying to come up front, took a shot. That was knocked down. Cleared to the blue line and out. Back for it is Ron Wilson. He's going to try it again. Wilson comes over the line. Wilson closing in with a shot. That's knocked down. It comes back to Turnbull a shot. And his drive was way wide of the net, and there's 20 seconds left in the penalty. Long pass ahead to Lanny McDonald. Lanny McDonald closing in. Takes his shot. Stopped by Dion. Marcel Dion shoots it down the ice. Back for it is Dave Hutchison. Hutchison ahead to Pat Boutette. Boutette for Sittler, and Lanny McDonald went in just a shade ahead of him.
McDonald and Sittler talking things over there. The penalty time has expired to that bench penalty served by Charlie Simmer.
Some pretty good work in that LA defense by Rick Hampton. He blocked 2 or 3 hard drives by the policemen. Actually, LA controlled him pretty well on that penalty.
Goal's coming tough for Darryl Sittler, and there's Randy Holt.
Jimmy Jones, Pat Boutette, Jerry Butler, Marcel Dion, Dave Taylor, and Charlie Simmer for the Los Angeles Kings. Here's Dion losing the puck, and it's Jerry Butler. A pass for Jones, and Jones just failed to get through. Back comes Simmer. Simmer's pass for Dion, too far. Leaf player Hutchison goes after it. He touches it first, and that's icing called against the Los Angeles Kings.
Quite a matchup of lines out there now. The Butler, Boutette, Jones line trying to hold the Kings big line in check with 12:02 on the clock. Score tied at 2. Bob Derry still the 3rd all-time leading scorer on the Kings.
Ready to go with Marcel Dion and Jimmy Jones. Puck comes back to Ian Turnbull inside the line with a screen shot. A screen shot from the blue line. Got the short side.
Well, Lazard looked a little miffed as that one went by him, and I don't blame him. He should have had that one, I think. Turnbull, not really a difficult shot. His 7th goal of the year. Watch again on the replay.
Hard to tell from this angle if it was screened or not. Yeah, there's a bit of traffic in front of him, but he did manage to get a piece of it with his stick.
8:04, the time of the scoring play as Turnbull comes up again to center. Over the red line, over the blue line, trying to get around Palmer. Still has it. Goes to the board. Palmer's there with him. The puck comes loose. Palmer is hooked by Turnbull. And Simmer gets it back. Mulhern shot it around on the board. Hutchison couldn't keep it in. It comes out to center right. Knocked back in offside. Jones couldn't get out.
Leafs lead at 3-2 here, and there's been an additional score at the Forum in Montreal, so we'll go there in a moment or two and find out what's happened. Well, we'll go there right now while we have a line change. So the Forum is the scene of the action between the Montreal Canadiens and the New York Rangers.
Now it's Tremblay coming out on the right wing to center, making his move in over the line, fired, and he scores! Mondeau!
Number 6, Mondeau, scores for the Canadiens against the Rangers at the Forum in Montreal, picking up this rebound and driving it in. 2-2 tie.
Boy, Salmi's shot just went wide of the corner. Lanny McDonald goes after Williams as well. It comes along the board. As the center ice is going to be a Leaf penalty over for Apps. Apps is poke check. It's knocked to the boards by Sittler. And Palmatier came out. Now then Holt goes after Williams. Randy Holt and Tiger Williams.
Boy, they're both tough customers. Holt with 193 penalty minutes. Williams, the league leader, with 266 coming into this game tonight. Dave Burrows, you can see him in the upper frame looking back over his shoulder saying, I'm
really
glad I'm not in the middle.
Yeah, really no excuse for that, Brian, because it all started out with Burrows taking Murray Wilson out in front of the net. The play was over. Palmatier had frozen on the boards, and all of a sudden, Holt comes steaming out of nowhere. Maybe we'll get a chance to look at how that all started in a moment.
Bruce Hood calls the penalties. Let's see now, Bob, how that... Here comes Holt into your picture now.
Yeah, right at the top of your screen, number 26. And for no reason at all, Holt came all the way in from the blue line, and they did the old present arms and got at it.
With the score, Toronto 3 and Los Angeles 2. This is Hockey Night in Canada.
The FTD Birthday Party Bouquet. It's like sending a birthday party. Your FTD florist can deliver the birthday party bouquet almost everywhere. Those FTD florists really get around for you.
High sticking, 5 minutes fighting. Time 9:18.
At 9:18, they each get 2-minute minors and 5-minute majors. Holt for roughing and then for fighting. Williams for high sticking and then for fighting.
Just wondering what happens on the... There was a delay for a penalty. And a minor penalty when the palmateer touched the puck. Who was that supposed to be for?
I didn't see that, Bill. You mean...
Yeah, the hand was up on the play, right. There was a delayed penalty coming, and I think that's probably what Dion went over to talk to Bruce Hood about.
So the Leafs may be assessed an extra 2 minutes here. Bruce Hood talking with Lanny McDonald. Roger Nielsen wondering what's happening over there. Just a week ago tonight that Nielsen was rehired as coach of the Leafs.
Well, there's no further penalties.
I think Williams had the delay on that penalty before this all started, and that's why he got the extra 2 minutes. He was called on the delay.
So Williams picked up the high sticking penalty prior to the altercation. Puck against the boards, they do it all over again.
Well, let's see if we can straighten it out then. Williams, you say, was going to get a 2-minute minor penalty for high sticking. Then Holt coming in as the instigator of the fight. Oh, there. You can see the penalty
that's
call.
Murray Wilson he took down, right.
The puck goes out to center ice, all the way back to the LA blue line. The teams are, of course, playing even. At full strength, John Anderson steals the puck, spits it out in front, and Sittler can't get a shot. Anderson trying to cover his check. Los Angeles Spirit, but not out. Here's Boya Solomon. Takes the shot, a high one. That's knocked down. Play is called, and I think we'll have a hooking penalty in LA. Number 10.
Nick Vanaski. He doesn't take very many penalties, only 14 minutes so far this year, but he'll go for hooking now at the 9-minute mark.
Los Angeles penalty to number 10. Nick Vanaski. 2 minutes for hooking.
Put the hook on Salming right here.
Nick Vanaski for hooking.
Just enough to pull him down, just enough to get 2 minutes from penalty.
Toronto Maple Leafs 3, the Los Angeles Kings 2. 10 minutes, 11 seconds remaining in the second period. Sittler with Lanny McDonald, Dan Maloney, Doria Salming. And there we have one of John Anderson. Number 10 being helped into the dressing room. That's the aisle way. And the Leaf dressing room door is just on the right-hand side. Here's Boria Salming. Salming with a pass over to Sittler. Sittler's pass tipped by Butch Goring out and down the ice, and Salming had to go back to Ron Wilson. Ron Wilson for Darryl Sittler. Sittler, Lanny McDonald, and Dan Maloney over the line. Sittler into the corner, centered it, and it was high off the glass. Boria Salming then to Wilson, then for Sittler. Darryl Sittler getting set to make a play, goes to Wilson. Wilson to Sittler.
Well, he juggled that one off the blade of his stick and then fired it to the corner. So the Leafs, after falling behind 2-0 in this game, have come back and now lead it 4-2. 29 goals now for Darryl Sittler, the Leaf captain. We mentioned they're tough coming lately, but that one slipped into the corner.
And a beautiful setup by Ron Wilson again. I know we've talked about him before tonight, but youngster has really an intelligent hockey player. Never throws the puck away and always right on the button with his passing.
21, Boreas Salming. Time 10:24. Daryl Sittler
10:24 is the time of the scoring play.
And Boreas Salming. Time 10:24.
Ron Wilson and Boreas Salming. So we have a 4-2 hockey game. Pat Bouchette getting in on the left side. He's grabbed from behind. The puck goes loose. And then finally they fall on it. And we get a whistle.
Alan Eagleson in the crowd. We'll see more of him later. He'll be a guest during our second intermission tonight. That should be interesting. 9:16 to play in the second period.
From the face-off, it goes back to Ian Turnbull with a shot. And Lassard covered that. L.A. trying to bring it out. A pass for Dion, never reached him. As Turnbull was there again to shoot it right back in again. Pat Bouchette goes after it. Pat Bouchette went crashing into Rick Hampton. And there could be a penalty there. Charging. Pat Bouchette traveled miles.
Good thing Hampton had his head up.
This game is coming to you from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto.
Another weekend's coming, and are we gonna have the time of our lives?
Now's the time to relax with the beer of the country. Raise a glass of Canadian, Molson Canadian. It's your kind of beer.
Take a look at this call on Pat Bouchette with Hampton, and I think Pat Bouchette wanted Hampton to remember him. I know he was going to leave an imprint on him for sure.
Leafs are now shorthanded, leading by a score of 4-2. Burrow shot the puck out and down to Goring. Goring to Palmer. Palmer chased back, gets it to Goring behind the net, right out in front. And it finally ends up on Palmer's stick. Palmer getting it up over the line to Simmer. Simmer closing in. It's a shot. He fired it high. Cleared by Jerry Butler out to center right. Simmer has to go back for it again for L.A. A drop pass. Cleared up for Simmer again, but picked off by Marcel Dion. His pass is knocked to the boards, and it's picked up by Jerry Butler for Boreas Salming. Simmer stopped that. Dave Taylor's got it back of the net for L.A. Trying to center it. Taylor. It's cleared along the boards, but not out. Simmer and Palmer trying to keep it in. Salming lost it. Didn't see it. A shot by Marcel Dion was just wide. Comes back to Butch Goring. Goring getting set for a shot, and he shot it wide. Comes back to Palmer. Palmer gets it into Dion. Dion gets it over to Goring. Here's another shot. They score!
How did it get in, and is Dion hurt on the play? Or not Dion, Taylor.
No, I think that's big Charlie Simmer there being checked by Salming, and it was an in-offer either off Charlie Simmer or off Boreas Salming, but Goring from the point on the setup here. Now look at the check right here.
Yeah, 11 is Simmer.
Right, yeah, it hit somebody up high. I would think it hit Salming on the side. May get a look at it from this angle, but a hard shot by Butch Goring. And we'll still never know, but it certainly went in off either 21 Salming or number 11 Charlie Simmer.
Los Angeles goal scored by number 19, Butch Goring. Assist, number 16, Marcel Dion, and number 6, Rob Palmer. Time 12:18.
12:18, and we're scoring from Dion and Palmer.
Marcel Dion and Rob Palmer. Time 12:18.
7 minutes, 36 seconds now remaining in the second period. 4-3 the score now in favor of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Goes back to Ian Turnbull, playing a very strong game for the Leafs. Goes behind the net. Left-handed right to Dan Maloney. Maloney for McKechnie. Back to Ian Turnbull again. Turnbull takes his shot. He scores! Deflected by Dan Maloney, I
to keep track of these goals tonight, who's scoring them, but I think Maloney may get credit for that one. Seconds after Goring scored to tighten it up, the Leafs get their 5th goal.
Just enough. I think he just got his stick down just enough right there to deflect it down and through his legs. Right. That's the call.
Number 11, Walt McKechnie, and number 2, Ian Turnbull. Time 12:39. Dan Maloney
12:39
from Walt McKechnie.
Was the time of that goal. McKechnie.
Time 12:39.
And Turnbull assisting. Now Dave Hutchison with a score 5-3 for the Toronto Maple Leafs. A pass to McKechnie. McKechnie for Ron Ellis. He's breaking in on the right side. Takes his shot. The side stop that. A backhand by Maloney. Got it out in front. Turnbull's got it back. Got it to the board. And allowed the Kings to get a hold of it and get it desperately down the ice. Leafs putting on some tremendous pressure here now. And the fans are really enjoying it.
Well, that's 4 straight 30-goal seasons for Goring, and the goals came just 21 seconds apart. The one by Goring, the one that Bob and I had trouble spotting, and then Maloney connecting for the Leafs. Now, we're at the Montreal Forum for action there. Ron Duguay on this replay. From right in front, pops one past Dryden. So it's a tight one. 3-2. The Rangers leading Montreal. Are in the second period, of course.
Back to Salming. Salming passed it for Lenny McDonald. Out front, gets it to Monahan. Sittler. It's still loose. Palmer's got it for L.A. Gets it up on the right side, and the Kings come back to center right. Long shot by Banaski. Into the corner. Borje Salming for Daryl Sittler. Gets it to Monahan. Monahan shot it back over the line for Lanny McDonald. Lanny McDonald just barely get in front. Sittler back to Borje Salming. Salming takes his shot right in front of the rebound. There's going to be a penalty here to Los Angeles. A slashing penalty, and it's going to number 8, Bert Wilson. Live from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto, Hockey Night in Canada.
On this Canadian destroyer, about 250 men work as a team with some of the most advanced electronic equipment in the world, helping to keep Canada strong. If you've got what it takes, there may be a future for you in Maritime Command, full-time or part-time.
There's no life like it. There's no life like it. No, there's no life like it.
Ask us about you. You'll find us under Recruiting in the Yellow Pages.
Bert Wilson called at 13:59 for slashing on Lanny McDonald. A delayed penalty as the Leafs control the puck in the Kings zone.
Toronto 5, Los Angeles 3, 6:01 remaining in the second period. Maloney getting the puck to Lanny McDonald. Wilson trying to get it over. There's a break for Goring. Goring going down the ice with Murphy. Closing in, takes his shot. And he shot wide. Dan Maloney. Back to Borje Salming. Ever dangerous. What's Goring? Back for the Leafs. Sittler over the line with Maloney. Right to Sittler. Ready to go. Score!
Sittler gets his 30th and his second of this period. Daryl Sittler, the Leaf captain, busting through to pop in goal number 30 of the year. And it's 6-3, Leafs in front, as they score quickly after the penalty to Bert Wilson.
One of those give and goes, a little dump pass by Dan Maloney on his off wing, and Sittler with a backhand. Lassard going down too late, but pretty good setup by Dan Maloney. Here it is now again, right onto his stick. I think Lassard thought he had that one. He came all well on it.
Salming also got an assist on the goal at 14-26.
Puck is cleared right back into Los Angeles territory. Cleared into the corner where Murphy has it. Murphy of L.A. up to Goring. Goring coming up to center ice. The pass stopped by Kenville. Cleared to an open wing, picked up there by Glenn Goldup. He takes a high shot over top of the net. Kendall checked by Goring, and Palmatier gets it over for Monahan. Now it's brought up by Ian Turnbull. Turnbull coming up. There was interference there by Joel Kendall, and he knew it.
Bruce Hood's going to wear out that whistle tonight. Bruce, incidentally, runs an excellent refereeing school for a week or so in Milton, Ontario at the end of the summer.
Number 3, Joel Kendall. 2 minutes for interference. Time 15 minutes even. Joel Kendall for interference. Time 15 minutes even.
We've had 5 power play goals scored here tonight. 2 for Los Angeles, Murray Wilson and Butch Goring. Ron Wilson and Sittler with 2 for the Leafs. And that's Sittler's 6th straight 30-goal season.
A shot from the faceoff is in front of the net. Palmatier goes down, stopped that. And what a save Mike Palmatier made on that one. Bob?
It's a great save all the way on that partial deflection, and it came loose in front of the Leaf net. Well out.
Sunday, March 25th on CBC, the half-mile run, an obstacle course challenge. Darryl Sittler, Mike Palmatier, and other Canadian superstars in the final day of competition at Etobicoke Centennial Park. See the crowning of the new Canadian Superstars champion March 25th on CBC TV.
Dave Burrows trying to hold the puck. He did long enough, and we'll have another face-off. Jimmy Jones, Jerry Butler, Boreas Salming, and Dave Burrows. Leafs shorthanded. Marcel Dion, Simmer, Dave Taylor, Palmer, and Goring. Dion waved out of the circle, so Goring will take the face-off. Marcel Dion at the rim of the circle. Jones wins the draw. Boreas Salming takes it off the boards, not out. Kept in there by Dion to Goring. Into the corner to Dave Taylor. Back to Marcel Dion. Dion then gets it over to Palmer. Palmer back to Marcel Dion. Back in front to Goring, a shot. That's knocked down. Dion into the corner. Goes back of the net. Trying to get it out in front. Does to Palmer. Back to Dion. Dion cutting in front of the net. And Palmatier stood his ground on that. It's along the board. Simmer trying to center it. Came out in front. Jimmy Jones has got it. And he couldn't get it over the line. Marcel Dion. Over it comes to Palmer. Palmer back to Dion. Over to on the right side to Taylor. His shot, and Palmatier caught it. 58 seconds remaining in the penalty to Kendall.
Turnbull at the bench. The Kings showing pretty good puck control with the man advantage here. Just a year ago this week that the Kings beat the Leafs 5-1, their first win at the Gardens in 3 seasons. The applause is for Salming, who goes to the bench.
3:58 remaining in the second period. Turnbull being watched there by number 9, Murray Wilson. The puck came out in front of the Leaf net, grabbed off by Dave Hutchison, and he backhands it out and down the ice. Back for it. Rick Hampton, number 27. Hampton, Apps, Murray Wilson, Marcel Dion. Back to Hampton. Coming up to center ice. Gets over the line. Going around, centered it right in front of the net. Palmatier knocked it off to the side, but it's picked off again, then knocked out by Ron Ellis, but in trying to get it down the ice, he flipped it into the crowd.
Let's go downstairs now to Dave Hodge.
As Brian mentioned, we'll have Al Eagleson with us in the second intermission to talk about various and sundry items concerning hockey. He's involved with most of them, and there have been some very big developments recently. We'll discover Al Eagleson's comments and also hear from Bob Goldham and Brian in the second intermission.
Thank you, David. And just as we went to Dave, you saw Randy Holt and Tiger Williams leave the box after their 7 minutes in penalties expired.
22 seconds left in Kendall's penalty. 3 minutes and 22 seconds remaining in the second period. Toronto Maple Leafs 6, Los Angeles 3. That hit the referee. Goring passed it in front. Zimmer couldn't get to it. A shot by Dion was just wide. Goring has it at the blue line. Goring takes another shot. Palmateer stopped that. Turnbull slaps it into the corner. Ellis goes in to help out. It's intercepted. Monahan gets it out off the skate. Ron Ellis has it. He shoots it over the line. Kendall's back on the ice. Maloney comes out with McKechnie and Boutet. McKechnie checks Palmer, goes after him, and it's Mulhern who took his pass finally. It's McKechnie stopping him again. Walt McKechnie trying a pass for Maloney. Maloney shoots right out. The score! Pass Boutet.
Hey, Maloney's in on another one. The Leafs putting a lot of pressure on the Kings. And Boutet gets number 14. Diving after that one. Almost going into the goal as he pushed it past young Lassard. But give McKechnie a lot of credit for keeping the puck in. Maloney fires. Rebound to Boutet. And he gets there.
Pat Boutet.
7-3.
Assist number 9, Dan Maloney. And number 11, Walt McKechnie. Time 17:27.
We look at that on the replay, and there's no way when you're a defenseman you let a guy get in there and get his stick on that puck. If you're in between them, it's number 5 was in this case Mulhern. He had position on Pat, but Pat just bowled his way right through.
Toronto Maple Leafs leading by a score of 7-3. 2 minutes and 27 seconds as Palmateer made a nice save. Off the stick of number 22, Steve Jensen.
Well, we predicted a lot of goals during the intermission, and they're coming in the second period. Molson Cup standings for March so far. Salming with twice as many points as Mike Palmateer, then Harrison and Kendall behind with 5. And for the season, Salming the leader, 20-point lead over Palmateer. McDonald next, McKechnie and Sittler.
On the face-off, a shot. Palmateer knocked that into the corner. Dan Maloney with a long shot down the ice. That's over the red line. And back to get it, number 5, was Richard Mulhern, and we'll come back for icing.
Six goals in this second period. You saw Randy Holt at the bench a moment ago. They were swabbing his left hand, and you know what happened to that in that battle with Tiger Williams. He's going to get it taped up now.
Dave Burrows, back of the net, being covered. Ron Ellis flips it behind the goal again. Apps has it. Back to Holt at the blue line. Holt gets the shot that's knocked down. Going after it is Apps, and it was knocked down by an LA player's high stick, so it'll come outside the blue line.
Oh, Eagles in good company there.
He's probably trying to unionize them. That's what he's doing.
The Eagle and the Birds. .158
remaining in this second period. Toronto 7, Los Angeles 3. Goes back to Turnbull. Turnbull over to Kendall. Kendall's pass taken by Darryl Sittler. Sittler shoots it over the line. Williams goes after it. Williams couldn't get a shot, and it's cleared by Lassard into the corner. And Sittler tried to take it away from Richard Mulhern. Cleared off the boards, hit a skate. Mulhern overskates the puck. And a pass. Lanny McDonald couldn't get to it. Back comes Apps. Over the line. Apps trying to get through. Murray Wilson's pass, and Kendall was there to poke it away. Came out in front of the net, and Ian Turnbull just shoots it down the ice. Not going to be icing. Mulhern watched by Lanny McDonald. He came in for it, and he blasted it wide. Kendall in for Sittler. That slides by him over to the far side. Holt and Williams bump together again. Knocked down by Turnbull. It's right in front. Now Williams after it. And to Sittler. Sittler tried to center it. The puck comes in front. Sittler's got it again, but he had to go back out to center right. Darryl Sittler with a pass for Turnbull. That's broken up. Over the line for Murray Wilson. Now alone dropping it back, a screenshot. And Palmateer didn't see where it was, but it got him on the shoulder. Williams off the boards and out to center. Lanny McDonald for Sittler. Too far. 33 seconds left. Pass Kenville for Ian Turnbull. Turnbull back for Lanny McDonald. Ahead for Sittler. Sittler just gives it back to Kenville. Back for Sittler. Sittler tried to get away. The puck is against the board. Finally, Butch Goring gets it with 13 seconds over the line. Palmateer out of the net. He shipped the ball for it. Get Palmateer out of the net. He wrapped it off the post. Here's another try. Mike Murphy, a pass to Goring. Down went Palmateer. There goes the ball as they ring one off the post.
That was Mike Murphy, and he played it so well as Palmateer gambled. Murphy going on, taking that one over. Let's watch it on the replay bar.
He played him well. Palmateer coming out, and he held it and held it. Wound up. He didn't have a heck of a lot of an angle. Just hit that outside post dead on. Bounced right back.
And so the score at the end of the second period. Toronto Maple Leafs 7, Los Angeles 3.
You wouldn't be late all the time if you learned to get it together. Okay, I'll go practice.
The country they like best. But you know, you could spend your whole life traveling from one side of Canada to the other, and I'll bet you still couldn't cover half of it. Like around here, there must be, a dozen places you could get to in a day's walk, and each one is different and kind of special. That's the thing about Canada I like best. Wherever you go, you're going to find something special. And as far as I'm concerned, there's only one kind of beer that can match it. Molson Canadian. My kind of beer.
Look around and you'll find the flavor of the country. Coming at ya in one great block of beer. There's only one Canadian. Molson Canadian. Molson Canadian. Canada's kind of beer.
At Yamaha, we don't just have a little test track out behind the factory. We also test our engineering ideas wherever they race motorcycles, from Carlsbad to Watkins Glen, from Daytona to Le Mans. In fact, Yamaha is the winningest racer in the world. And every time we race, we learn more about how to build you a better motorcycle.
Well, the Leafs don't do this often. 7 goals in 2 periods. You have to go back to November, in fact, to find the Leafs' last 7-goal game. They got 5 in the second period, 2 by Sittler, 1 each by Turnbull, Boutet, and Maloney. And Dan Maloney has 4 points in the night, 3 assists, in addition to that 1 goal. We originally asked Al Eagleson to be with us in the second intermission tonight as a talk of the possible formation of a coaches' union, or association would probably be the word you would prefer, but speaking of terminology, we better talk about the negative vote on merger or accommodation that the NHL owners came up with in Florida the other day. I think that people, when looking at you and realizing your position, might think, well, Al Eagleson and the Players Association would automatically be against anything of the sort because it would reduce the number of jobs available to players. But I'd be a little surprised to think that you were that steadfast in your thinking.
I think, Dave, the players were probably much more positive on a percentage basis than the owners were, in that the vote went 12-5 in favor. I think that among the players, it would have been maybe 18-1 or 2 from the player reps' point of view. The players and the owners negotiated over the course of 1977 on the basis of the merger, and we felt, for the purposes of the hockey fan, that merger might be in the best interest of the game. Unfortunately, in the past couple of weeks, finalizing in the meeting in Florida, some owners decided that in their individual best interest, perhaps submerging the best interests of hockey, that merger wasn't to be. I feel badly as a Canadian because I felt that we had a reasonable opportunity of having Winnipeg, Edmonton, and Quebec in the National Hockey League, which I think would have been a good thing for hockey, Harold Ballard and our friendship notwithstanding.
Why would the players feel almost unanimously that they would like merger? What would their reasons be?
I think most of them in the National Hockey League understand and appreciate that even if we had a merger, and even if it meant non-competition for the dollar the way it's been in the past 7 years, that the time has come to get a stabilizing factor in the game. We also felt, from a player's point of view, that the bulk of the players in the National Hockey League would probably usurp the positions of WHA players, and that players of the quality of talent that exists in the NHL would probably prevail over the WHA players, and we would have most of the jobs anyway.
The Players Association tries to have, or indeed does have, an input in a lot of hockey matters. Do you have any input in this? Would you feel strongly enough about trying to reopen the question?
I think it's a little too late now, Dave. We indicated to the owners and to Mr. Ziegler, the president, that we saw no sense from a player's point of view of meeting with the owners on this issue until the owners determined from the owner's side of the negotiation table what their position would be. We indicated to them that as far as we were concerned, if the owners were in favor to the extent of a majority of 3/4, that we would probably negotiate an arrangement that would be satisfactory to players, owners, and particularly to the fans.
Al, the WHA is now forming battle plans in an attempt to exist for a long time. One of the things they will undoubtedly continue to do is to draft underage juniors, and we may see the NHL do that for the second time in its history. Again, there will be a lot of people who say that's just fine with Al Eagleson, because there are some clients who fall under your rather large umbrella who are going to benefit from this. Do you have other thoughts regarding that?
Sure. I think even from the player's point of view, a lot of players would prefer to play their last year of junior eligibility in junior if they're not given the opportunity to play pro. But when you look at players like Craig Hartsburg and Rob Ramage and Dennis Reagan's son Patrick and Gaston Gingras and Rick Vive and other players that are down playing in Birmingham for $60,000 a year instead of $60 a week, it's very difficult for an Alan Eagleson or any other agent or lawyer for clients to tell them they should play for $50 a week. One would hope that the NHL and WHA would realize that junior hockey in this country is the lifeblood of professional hockey in North America. And if we're going to get the opportunity again, as I hope we will, to play the Russians and have the opportunity to beat them, we have to do it with juniors having as much opportunity as possible to play within a junior framework. And I'm sad on one side, and of course from a hockey point of view, and yet, as you've indicated, from a negotiation point of view, things couldn't be better for Alan Eagleson, sports management, Bill Waters, and all the others that work for me. On the other hand, it may not be the best thing for hockey.
Now, you talk about international hockey. What are your thoughts concerning the WHA's idea of exploring the possibility of expanding to Europe?
I think they're going to have so many problems with the CHA and the juniors when they signed underage pros that there won't be very much international hockey in Canada involving WHA clubs and the Soviet clubs, which again will be an unfortunate thing for the hockey fans in Edmonton, Winnipeg, and Quebec. I'm hopeful that we'll structure the Canada Cup for 1980. I plan to go to Moscow with our Team Canada 1979 and with Team USA 1979 in a good, solid bargaining position, and hopefully things will go well at the negotiation table. Hopefully Mrs. Campanola and the CHA and Hockey Canada will resolve all of those differences, and we'll get the chance to play them again. And I hope you noticed, David, I didn't say to beat them again. We have to play them to get the opportunity to beat them. I'm not so sure we'll beat them, but I wouldn't bet against us either.
Last time I talked to you was in the second intermission at New York. I said, if the NHL loses, how much will its reputation be damaged? And you said 2-0. It was 6-0. We did want to talk about the coaches. The poor guys get short shrift again, but we do have some time left, and we'll come back to find out how this man might help the poor souls behind the bench as Hockey Night in Canada returns in just a moment.
3 times 200 makes 600, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what are you going to do with the $600 that we're getting you?
You're getting me $600?
Sure. Mary's mother said that the federal government could send up to $200 for each child.
Your father doesn't get the children's bonus, I do.
Well, what are you going to do with it?
I'll think about it. Any ideas?
Well...
The child tax credit. It's for you, depending on your income. Have you applied yet?
Want a fresh face in your life? Then Sherwin-Williams has a word of good advice for you. And that word is Cam, 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 Cam from Sherwin-Williams. Well, you can cam a ceiling, cam a wall, cam a kitchen, bathroom, hall, inside, outside, anywhere at all. So I just paint your home.
$200 for each child.
Your father doesn't get the children's bonus, I do.
Well, what are you going to do with it?
I'll think about it. Any ideas?
Well...
The child tax credit. It's for you, depending on your income. Have you applied yet?
Want a fresh face in your life? Then Sherwin-Williams has a word of good advice for you. And that word is cam from Sherwin-Williams. Well, you can cam a ceiling, cam a wall, cam a kitchen, bathroom, hall, inside, outside, anywhere at all. So I just paint your home when you can cam it.
With Chem super quality paint from Sherwin-Williams.
The first thing that I think of when pondering the idea of a coaches association is how in the world would that ever work, but I guess a lot of people said the same thing about a players association. Do you think it's possible to give people like Roger Nielsen some help with their
I don't only think it's possible, Dave. It's probable and beneficial, not only for the coaches but for the game. When one looks at the events of last weekend involving Roger Nielsen, I think one has to become somewhat sympathetic to the coach's position. As you look around the National Hockey League, we have 17 teams, and I think 7 of them have had new coaches in the last year or 18 months. Their priorities are significant. They're entitled to some type of standardization from an employment contract point of view. If Roger Nielsen is going to be fired by Harold Ballard as coach of the Maple Leafs, there should be a set of circumstances that immediately are triggered by such a firing. Unfortunately, those are not standardized, and Roger, I'm sure, didn't know last weekend whether he'd be coaching the Maple Leafs, coaching the Moncton or New Brunswick Hawks, or whether he'd be a head scout, a chief scout, or an assistant scout. Tommy McVie was fired on the first day of the schedule by the Washington Capitals. Marcel Pronovost and Punch Imlach were fired out of Buffalo.
But is it your intention to say these firings can't take place?
Oh, no. I think the firings, management has the prerogative, whether it's with a player or a coach, to fire them. They're the ones that immediately are castigated by the fans and who pay the bills. But there should be some set of circumstances that prevail, whether the coach is Scotty Bowman or Roger Nielsen or Bob Berry, so that he has certain pension benefits, certain medical benefits, certain dental benefits, the same as apply to players and to most other employees in most other businesses. And I'll meet with the 17 coaches in the National Hockey League in June in Montreal and hopefully help them with their association.
Too bad you don't know who those 17 will be in June, because a few of them will probably be gone between now and then anyway.
Well, it looks like Roger's okay, at least until next week.
Thank you very much to Al Eagleson, a wide-ranging talk on hockey issues of the day, and Brian and Bob will be along next. Hockey Night in Canada returns in a moment.
There's a whole new crowd shouting out loud. It's fun, fun, fun to drive the Bobcat away.